comfortable with Lakeith as the last man of defense, and I think your reply was that he's no Spencer Benton. So
yeah, I think he took that. That's great.
I had to ask you. I mean,
it's motivation.
I promise I'm not clairvoyant, but I was just wondering, you feel a little bit more comfortable with his tackling ability now?
Whatever it takes to motivate them, you know. Whatever it takes. Yeah, you know, I mean, that was. We tell those guys, hey, listen, you're part of the fit. You know, you guys. You can't just. We need 11, not 10. But you know, that was just a tremendous play, you know, by him. So I think invoking Spencer Benton's name might have made him mad. So I think he was out to prove he could do it. So it was awesome to see. Obviously, a huge play in the game.
Jesus is still mad because it's going to rain again on Saturday.
Is that right?
That's what I call for. 90% chance thunderstorms.
Oh wow! Well, we're well prepared for that. You know, I like I said, coming in this game, I'm telling the team, all right, boys, time to bring the Air Force out, and it's time to get the Air Force going, and we end up calling in the Navy because of the situation that we had. But I haven't even looked at the weather, so you know, it really doesn't matter. Whatever, we'll be ready to play no matter what.
Saw Mike Williams walk by. How was his visit to the doctor?
I have not. I don't know. I haven't got a report. I know he went today, but I haven't talked to Danny Poole about it yet.
How's this team been focus-wise, emotionally this week?
Good. You know, I mean, it's not a hard group to refocus because again, we have we just do what we do. We're very consistent in how we prepare. You know, regardless of the previous week, and you know, if you know, as I said earlier, if best is the standard, if it's a one-game season mentality, windshield mentality, then it really doesn't matter about the previous game, whether it was a win, a loss, or whatever. We just keep moving forward, and you know, all you got to do is turn on the tape, and you immediately have respect for Georgia Tech. It's a good football team. You know, they beat us last year. So they're confident that they can beat us again, and we've got to play well. This is a football team that has to play well, and you know, we've proven that we can find ways to win, different ways to win, and that's something that we have a lot of confidence in. But you know, we're not a team that can just kind of show up and go through the motions and think we're going to win. It doesn't work that way. You know, we've got to earn everything we get, and that's our mentality. They know they know that we'll have to show up and play a great game to have a chance to win.
Which one position on the field out of 11 on defense has their job changed the most when y'all played Georgia Tech?
Which one position? Well, really all of them, to be honest with you. I mean, I don't know that one is more than the other. I mean, because again, there's not a lot of carryover from what we do, other than you're playing physical and low pads and things like that. But you know, you have to be really locked in on your eyes, and that's always a part of it. But you know, when you're playing option football, I mean, you got to tackle the fullback every play, regardless of what else is going on. You know, your safeties, their keys are different than you know what they would be when you're playing a spread, where they're maybe, you know, their eyes are on different things. Maybe it's the number 2 receiver. Now they're looking at wings and releases and things like that. I mean, it's just different. As far as which one it's different the most for, I mean, you know, probably the least different for the corner. That'd probably be the least. You know, the rest of them, it's all about the same.
You mentioned yesterday that your offense played poorly last year against Georgia Tech. Obviously, Deshaun being injured was a factor in that, but what do you have to do better this year to have success?
Well, take care of the ball. Don't throw it to them. That helps, you know, when you don't score for the other team. And you know, we were blazing out of the gates, just up and down the field, off to a great start. Next thing you know, we've got 2 pick sixes, and you know, it's a great lesson because, you know, Cole wasn't ready to play. Just wasn't ready to play, mentally or emotionally or whatever, and he came in and really had a bad game, and that's a great lesson for everybody. You got to always be ready. You never know, you know, when you're going to get called into the game, and we made some really, you know, poor mistakes right there, and the defense played pretty solid. Held them to a couple field goals, which is a win when you're playing Georgia Tech. You can hold them to a couple field goals. So it was just one of those weird games that got away quick, and we weren't able to get it back and give them credit for that. So we got to take care of the ball. You turn it over against possessions in this game are at a premium anyway, just by the nature of what they do. I mean, they're a 4-down offense from goal line to goal line. They don't punt very often, and they obviously will work the clock. So your possessions, you have to be efficient, with those possessions. And if you turn it over, you're in harm's way against anybody, but especially Georgia Tech.
What stands out about what they do defensively?
Well, they got a bunch of veterans, a bunch of experience. They know what they're doing. They don't have hardly any rookies over there. They have 15, I think 8 seniors and 7 juniors, 15 senior junior guys in there 2 deep. So, they're good up front. Again, know what they're doing, really understand their scheme. I think their secondary is really good. They play great technique. They do a great job of route reading. And if you're not fundamentally sound outside, they're going to be tipping balls, getting their hands on balls because of the technique that they play. They're aggressive, and they mix up coverages. They're not a big blitz team, at least they haven't been at this point. Probably about 30% of the time. But when they do bring pressure, they're effective. So I just think that Coach Roof's done a great job. I mean, they have a really good understanding of what they're asking them to do. And again, when you have that much experience, you've got the little nuances. So they have not played bad at all. They've played pretty solid. They've had some turnovers and some different things that have been uncharacteristic of Georgia Tech. We got to hope that they don't put it together this week.
Did Robbie share with you his escapades from after the game Saturday night?
He did not.
No.
He did not. I saw the message to Tim, but he did not.
Or Rogers, Bryant, and Register doing? They're still good to go for Saturday.
Rogers is good to go. Bryant is we're going to hold him. Register, we never really anticipated him being able to play this weekend, but we got him back in practice. He's been out quite a while, so he's one we got to kind of ramp up a little bit because we just need to see physically where he is. So he just got cleared to get back in practice and start pounding a little bit, and let's see how it all responds. So we'll know more on him on Monday. But Austin, we're going to hold him, and same thing, we'll reevaluate him on Monday and hope that he can go next week, but we'll see. But he's going to be okay. It's not a long-term type of deal, but it's good to get Dane back.
What kind of challenge does Gotsis pose for the center of that offensive line?
Well, he's a good player. He's a big old, strong guy inside there, and that's 96, I believe. Is that Gotsis?
I think so.
I know these guys' numbers better than I do their names, but he's a good football player. Again, another one of those crafty veteran guys that's been around the block, does a good job at the point of attack, and they do a lot of movement inside. They don't sit still a whole lot, and that's a challenge. You got to do a great job of being able to catch that stuff and pass it off, and we're working really hard just for that. He's a good football player. We got a lot of respect for him.
Dabo, as you settle into the ACC schedule, last year's college football playoff, there was a lot of talk about game control. Florida State was punished for game control. Your AD's on the committee. Do you have thoughts on what that matters?
What are you talking about?
Game control, the idea of when the playoff committee makes its standings that you have to win by a certain amount or you have to be in control of the game.
Yeah, I didn't know about that. We just try to win. We don't worry about all that stuff. That's why winning the national championship isn't on our goal board, because you don't control that. I mean, you might go 12-0, and somebody may say, "Well, you don't go." Our goals are set up to allow us to compete, to be the best. I can't imagine ever at Clemson with our schedule and the championship and all that. We handle our business not being there. I can't imagine that from any scenario. So I don't lose sleep on that 1 second. I mean, I wish I could get them to cancel the season after 4 games. That'd be a beautiful thing. We'd be in pretty good shape. But it doesn't work that way. You know, we got to go play all. We got a long way to go. A lot more football. So, you know, I hope that we're 12-0 and people are having a conversation before we go play that championship game.
Coach, I think I read Cole Stout's coming back for the game. I'm sure he'd enjoy seeing y'all get some revenge on him from last year. Any other former players coming back as far as you know?
Not that I know of. I mean, those guys they come in and out of here weekly. And it's always good to see those guys. But yeah, it'd be great to see Cole. I know he's doing well down at Jack State.